Let's go through Lickle 3164. Find the numbers of good pairs. For this question, it gives us integer array nums1 and nums2. And it says that a pair ij is called good if nums I is divisible by nums2j multiplied by k. And I is the index in nums1 and j is the index of nums2. So it asks how many pairs of ING exist. So what we do is that this k, we should first get rid of the k, right? So for any number in nums1, if it is not divisible by k, we should not continue, should ignore, right? And so we can have this num divide equal to k, right? Get only those kind of numbers which is divisible by k. And also what we need to do is that we should, if we can put those kind of counts, numbers, and to be some kind of map, right? So for example, these 2 appears 3 times, and 4 appears 6 times, right? So we do the map operations for nums2. We can also do nums1, right? But still, if we compare keys by keys, it will be n multiplied by n times complexity, right? So what we do is that for this nums1, what we do is that we from I equals to 1, and I multiplied by I equals num I plus plus, right? So that we try to see this num, whether it is divisible by I, right? If this divisible by I, then that means this num in any, if there is an I exist in this nums2, right? It can form pairs, right? So depending on how many i's in this nums2, so it will add it to our result. And if this divisible by I, that means this num is also divisible by num divided by I, right? So we also need to check this num divided by I in this kind of nums2, how many counts it is. So it will add this result as well, right? And there is one thing is that if this I multiplied by I equals to this num, right? We should not check this again because that is it itself. So after this analysis, we just we can write code, right? Let's use the map to count those kind of nums in nums2, right? Frequencies in nums2. So what we do is for int num in nums2, we should have map merge num1 integer sum, right? And what we do is that we do this one divided by k, right? So what we do is for every num in nums1, instead of create a new list to divide equal to k, right? We just use this for loop. So if num divided by k doesn't equal to 0, we should continue, right? And we can have int v equals num divided by k. Then what we do is that for int I equals 1, I multiplied by I smaller equal to v, smaller equal to v, that I plus plus. And we'll say if this v mod is not divisible by I, we should also continue, right? Then we should have let's have a result long result should equals to 0L, right? Result should L equal to map get I. And also, if this I multiplied by I doesn't equal to V, we should add this kind of V divided by I, right? So let's see if I multiply I doesn't equal to V, we should have result plus equal to map get V divided by I. And then return result. The things that we should use get or default, right? Because otherwise the key may not exist. So this will also be get or default. It's equal to done equal to 0, we should continue, right? Doing like this, we have this is O n time complexity, and this is O this is O m, right? This is O n, and this one is that is square root of the number, right? So that will be O n multiplied by square root of the max number plus O m, right? We can also convert this one to Python code. So we'll have count equals default big should be int type, and we have for num in num2 we'll have count num the pass equal to 1, right? Then what we do is that we have result equals to 0, and for num in num1, right? So if num does not divisible, cannot be divisible by k, we should continue, right? Then we'll have v equals num divided by k. So for I in in Python, we can use for I in range 1, and we'll have we should do this kind of convert this as a int, right? So we power 0.5 and plus 1, right? So we'll say if we mod I doesn't equal to 0, that means I is not a factor of V, right? Then we should continue. Then we should have a result plus equal to count get I default as 0, right? And also we'll say if I multiplied by I doesn't equal to V, right? And we'll have result plus equal to count get V divided by I, and the default is 0. In the end, we'll return result.